Hello and welcome back to another Lord of the Rings recorded two-handed gameplay. Today we are going to continue on through kind of the progression series a little bit. We're going to break away from the campaign that we were doing and then move into utilizing some of the starter decks that we have unboxed recently. So we are playing I think it's the Dark of Mirkwood is the pack. It's the adventure pack with two different scenarios in it. The first one being the Oath. So we're going to try and play the Oath two-handed with the Rohan and the Gondor starter decks. Now I've played the Rohan and I believe the Sylvan together a couple weeks ago. But I just unboxed the Gondor and I'm looking forward to breaking that out. So we're going to just dive in with no modifications to the decks whatsoever. They are the decks that came in the box, and so we're just going to try it. Over here on the Gondor side, we have Prince Amithril. So after a character leaves play, we get to ready him. He's a 11/2/3/2/4. We have Boromir, that while Boromir has at least one resource, all Gondor allies get +1 attack. And then Malblong, after you engage an enemy, add 1 resource to Malblong's resource pool, limit once per phase. So if there's a way that we can engage some enemies outside of just the engagement phase, we can get multiple resources. Over here on our Rohan side, we have Lothriel. I needed to look up how to pronounce these. Lothrin. Yeah. So if Éomer is in play, she gains the Rohan trait, and we do have Éomer over here. Let's actually put them together. Boom. Response: after she commits to a quest, choose an ally in your hand. If that ally shares a trait with her, put that ally into play, exhausted and committed to the quest. At the end of the phase, if that ally is still in play, shuffle it into your deck. And that works really well because Prince gets to ready. And then Éomer, after a character leaves play, Éomer gets +2 attack. And then Hygron. After Hygron quest successfully, play a tactics ally from your hand, reducing its cost by 1. Then you may raise your threat by 1 to give that ally +1 fight and +1 defense until the end of the round. So it's actually a lot of Gondor characters around, which is kind of fun. So we need our first player token. Let's have Rohan start with our first player, and let's dive in and read what's going on. So search the encounter deck for 1 copy of the Eves of Mirkwood and Goblin Troop. Add the Eves of Mirkwood to the staging area and Goblin Troop aside. So Goblin Troop's out there. The Eves of Mirkwood is a 2-threat, 2 progress. While it is the active location, encounter card effects cannot be canceled. Start out with our opening hand. We got 2, 4, 6. We got the Archer, Horsebreaker. We got a lot of allies. Westfold Outrider. Knight. Did we go? Oh, I was gonna say if we went 6 for 6 on allies, we would have to keep it, right? But no, we're gonna mulligan this. Didn't get any of our building cards, but that was a lot of allies. So I like the synergy here with being able to ready Prince as the Rohan characters are leaving play, and a lot of the Rohan characters have things that they want to leave play, and so that's kind of fun. We got a feint. Archer, Knight, which the Knight is declared as an attacker, gets +2 for the attack at the end. We have to discard it. There's a War Axe, which is pretty nice. Gets +1 for each attachment with the restricted keyword. And then a Lancer. Okay. On our Gondor side, we got Heir, Gandalf, Visionary Leadership. We're probably just keeping this hand. You got the Shield, the Scout. And then the Citadel, yeah. So we got 2, 4, 6, but we got our Visionary Leadership. So while the attached hero has at least 1 resource in their pool, Gondor characters get +1 willpower, which is also nice because both of these are Gondor characters, and so we're feeling pretty good about that. Sweet. It is time to pass out resources. Starting threat over here is 27, 32 over there. We do have a lot of Valor type actions in the Gondor deck. So if we have threat of 40 or higher, it's better off. Got a Horsebreaker. We got a mount, so we could use the horse breeder to find a mount. Then over here, we've got a defender, a Ramas. Excellent. So let's start out. We're going to use 1 to play a Westfold horse breeder. After she enters play, search the top 10 cards for a mount attachment and add it to your hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a whiff. That's sad. That's really, really sad. Really hoping for Firefoot there. Which I guess I need to confirm. Yeah. I was like, I want to make sure that I actually got the right cards here. But yeah, we definitely did. We got a feint. I'm thinking about just keeping the feint. I'm going to spend 1 to play a War Axe on Aylmer. Aylmer is going to be up to a 4 attack. And then once we get Firefoot, 5 plus Firefoot's ability. Okay. Gondor over here. We're going to use 2 to play Visionary Leadership, which does not trigger anything yet because we don't have a resource in the pool, unfortunately. But and again, this is the first time I've ever played a lot of these, so we're gonna hang out there, and we are. Oops, let's flip over to 1B. It's a quest points of 9. We're showing 2. Let's go ahead and commit characters. We're going to commit a 3, and I had. Use my Star Wars dial off screen to count. So we got 3. And after she commits to a quest, choose an ally in our hand. That ally shares a trait. We can put that ally into play and commit it to the quest. If it's still in play, shuffle it back into the deck. I probably should have used that for the horse breeder, but here we are. So we are going to declare everyone first, and then we'll do all the responses. I was just checking. Aomer's going to hang out. And we're just going to commit 3 here. We're going to commit 2 there. And then after a character leaves play, we can ready. And so we're going to, the character that's leaving play from our ability over here, we'll do that. We'll go 2 more. That's going to be 7. We're showing 2. 7 feels okay. Let's actually commit 2 over here. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep the horse breeder out here just for a surprise attack. But let's go ahead and put this ally into play. It does share a trait because it's Rohan. Exhausted and committed to the quest, so that's going to be 2 more. So we're questing for 11 total. We got 2 stage cards. First one. Oh, the Goblin Sniper. During the encounter phase, players cannot optionally engage the Goblin Sniper if there are other enemies in the staging area. And if it is in the staging area at the end of combat, each player deals 1 damage to a character they control. And then we've got when revealed to deal 2 damage to a character you control. So this is going to be the character this over here. Let's throw that on Boromir. Okay, so this is, we could, after it quest successfully, discard to choose a non-unique enemy in the staging area and deal 2 damage to the chosen enemy. We're going to go ahead and do that. So we did quest successfully. So we're going to discard and deal 2 damage here. That's going to give us +2 attack. It doesn't really matter, but ready, but just so I can get in the habit of doing all of that. And there you go. That's going to be the first round. So at the end of the round, we're going to increase our threat by 1 on each side. We're going to stand up. We're going to pass the first player token. And we're going to pass out some money. Got 1, 1, 1. Now all of the Gondor allies have +1, and all Gondor characters have +1 willpower. So that's nice. And we get to draw a card. We got a Spearman over here, and then a Westfold Traveler over here. Alrighty. Oh, we are gonna travel here. Forgot about that. We have to travel. We're gonna travel to the eaves. And I quested for 11. I have to think about this. Hold on. Sorry. I am getting way ahead of myself. I'm learning new decks, and sometimes when I do that, I get ahead of myself. But I quested for 11. We showed 4, so we're placing 5 on the main. That's what happens when you play new decks that you didn't build and you're trying to learn all the synergies with them. Okay, now it's time for us to go. I could go Heir of Madriel. So after the attached hero gains any number of resources from a card effect, exhaust it to ready the attached hero, which is nice. But I don't think I need to spend the money on that right now because I don't really have a ton of card effects giving us resources. Now, Steward of Gondor is probably the main one. And so I think I'd rather spend like 1 here to play Squire of the Citadel, get a Gondor character out there. It's now a 1/1/1. We could also drop like the Spearman or the Defender. I think I'm probably going to drop the Spearman. Got 2 there. And the Citadel Custodian gets to lower the cost by 1 for each Gondor ally in play. So currently it's a cost 3. And so if we can build him up a little bit more, we'll be good. I think I'm going to leave the resource in Boromir's pool to give all the Gondor characters +1 willpower and just have that on call. On this side of the battlefield, got I think we're gonna throw a Westroad Traveler in as a quester. There's almost a pun there. If we go 2 for the Rittermark Knight, we can get the ally out there. I think let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna drop a Rittermark Knight, and then that's gonna be everything. Because we can drop actually, you know what, let's not do that. I'm sorry, because we have the ability over here that we can play it for 1 less, so there's no reason for us to actually do that. So we're gonna hang out and we're gonna commit some characters to the quest, starting us out at 0. I'm gonna count over here. So now all Gondor characters get +1. All Gondor characters get +1. We're gonna keep the Spearman just in case we flip a enemy. We're gonna go 3 here. And Boromir's effect is allies get an attack, but Visionary Leadership is characters. So that's nice. Prince is going to go 6. Squire of the Citadel is going to go 1. That takes us up to 7. I think that's going to be where we're at. We could go 2 for Boromir, but let's just stay at there because I kind of want to utilize his attack if we can. And then we're gonna go 4. We got a 4 over here because she is Gondor traded. I'm gonna go 3 more because he is also Gondor traded. And then we're gonna keep the blocker there. So we're questing for 14. Honestly, that may be enough. Let's go ahead and just put in the Westroad Traveler using the ability here, which is 2 more. Then after you play her from your hand, which we didn't play, we put her into play. Yeah, so we got 2 cards. Our first player card. Ooh, a Great Spider. 2/3/1/3. After Great Spider engages you, exhaust a character you control. And then on this side, we've got another Great Spider. Ooh, gross. So we quested for 16. This is showing 4. That's 12. We go here and we do push. These starter decks are very strong. The starter decks are very synergistic and very strong. So 2A, when revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a forest location and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. After you travel the forest gate, the first player may draw 2 cards. Let's go ahead and let's grab that 100%. And then we're in the travel phase right now, so let's go ahead and travel to the forest gate. First player gets to draw 2 cards. We got the ship captain and a Gondorian shield. I think at this point, okay, and then there's a lot of, so before we travel, there's a lot of stuff going on. Let's go ahead and spend 1 to put this into play. Yep. Then this is going to shuffle back into our deck, which is going to ready Prince Armor Throw. Ah, there's so much energy. I love it. I love it. There's so much stuff going on. I love it. I think we're going to engage the forest spider over here. We will exhaust probably Prince, I think. We do have a feint if we want that. We could take out the forest spider at that point. So I think we'll probably do that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and engage here. When we engage, we're going to get a resource. And this is just an optional engagement. We don't actually have to engage these right now because their threat is higher than our current threat. But we're good. We're going to spend 1 resource over here to play the feint. So this enemy does not attack. It still gets a shadow card. And now it's our turn to declare attackers. So Gondorian Spearman attacks for 2. 3 is going to take out there. That's going to be it. We're going to stand up. We probably could have just defended. Oh, I exhausted Prince when he engaged us. Increase our threat. Stand up over here. And increase our threat. So 29. Pass first player. We've got hey, there's Firefoot. Let's go. Let's pass out money on this side. Then we've got money over here. And a foe hammer. Nice. Okay. I think we'll go Firefoot. So Firefoot attaches to a Tactics or a Rohan hero. It is a restricted. Attached hero gets +1/+2 instead if the attached hero is Aylmer. Then if the hero attacks alone, we can exhaust Firefoot to choose a non-unique enemy engaged with you. Excess damage dealt is for that chosen enemy. So let's go ahead and spend 2. We're going to play Firefoot here. Now this gives us, let's take a look at what Aylmer is at now. So Aylmer is at base 3. If a character leaves play, he gets +2, so we're up to 5. We now have 2 restricted, so this is 7, and this is going to be 9. So Aylmer attacks by himself for 9, and excess damage rolls to a non-unique enemy. So it's pretty decent. Pretty freaking good. Alrighty, I think that's going to be it for us over here. But on this side of the table, I think we're going to just continue to start dropping cards. Let's go 1 and 1. We're going to keep the resource in Boromir's pool to play the ship captain. That's going to, you know what? Actually, I don't even know if I want to play the ship captain. Yeah, we're going to play the ship captain. I'm not going to trigger the response where I could move a resource from a resource pool to another hero's resource pool. I'm not going to do that, mainly because I want to spend 2 to play Defender of Ramus, which is going to give us our 4th Gondor ally. All of them have +1 attack and +1 willpower based on Boromir. And then next turn, if we're able to drop another Gondor ally, we can play the Citadel Custodian for free, but also dropping him for 1 is not a bad deal at all. So that's going to be what we got over here. Now we are going to be committing characters to the quest. We're probably going to look to take out the giant spider over here on the Rohan side of the table. Now, if we do that, we're going to have a character that we need to exhaust, which could be, honestly, it could be the knight, right? Because we're going to grab him. We can defend with the horse breeder, and then Aomer can take him out completely by himself. So let's go ahead and plan on exhausting both of these. So we're not going to quest with them. That being said, we're going to quest with 4, 7. Because we have a money over in Boromir's pool. Both of those are Gondor characters. I don't think I'm going to trigger her ability at this point. We do quests over here. First, let's go 3. That takes us to 10. We'll go 2 with the ship captain. Let's go 3 with Malbong. That takes us to 15. 15. We're showing 2. We're probably not pushing through this round, which is honestly kind of fine. Well, we definitely won't push through this round, which is fine. So let's go ahead and stage. First card is the Goblin Town Scavengers. When revealed, discard the top card of each player's deck. Until the end of the phase, we increase its threat by the total printed cost of all cards discarded this way. So it's going to be 2, 4. So the total threat of that thing is 5. Yikes. And then we got X. X is the number of locations in the staging area, which is 1. Each player must discard 1 card at random to travel to there. Alrighty. So we're showing 1, 6, 8. We quested for 15, so that gives us 7. 4 goes here. 3 goes here. Do we care about any of the cards in our hand, or should we just go ahead and try and get rid of that? It would be really sad to lose a Gandalf. It would actually be sad to lose a lot of these cards, but I'm a risk taker. Well, nope, we have 6 cards. We got 5. Oh, it's the shield. That's the one I would have picked. Go even odd. Oh, horseback archer. That's fine. Okay. Okay. We are going to choose, or we're going to engage. We're going to engage here. And we're going to exhaust the Riddermark Knight when we engage, because after he engages you, exhaust a character. Over here, we're going to engage, which is going to give us a resource in Malblong's resource pool. Cool. We're going to make some attacks. The spider is going to make an attack. We will defend with our horse breeder, which is going to be, if this attack is undefended, discard an ally you control. It is not undefended. So horse breeder leaves play, which readies armor throw and gives Aomer 900 attack. We got a 1 attack over here, and we're going to defend with the Defender of Ramas. It's going to be 1, no shadow effect. The 4 defense is perfect there. So Aomer is going to take out the giant spider. And we've got Boromir is going to do all the work over here. These decks are pretty good. These decks are very solid. Alrighty, let's stand up. Ooh, I am enjoying this. This is I really enjoyed the play with, I think it was the dwarves and Rohan. I've really enjoyed that play, and I'm glad to see that all the other decks are also having fun. We'll increase our threat, so we go up to 35 and 30. I'm gonna pass out some money. Pass the first player token over here. We're going to draw into an Aaron Rider. That'll do. And over here, we've got an Ancient Matham. Excellent. So here we go. Exhaust Aaron Rider to move a resource from a resource pool of a hero to another hero's resource pool. So let's just go 1 to play Aaron Rider. We're not going to trigger that action quite yet. We've got an army on the roll. We've got the custodian there. Let's throw a Gondorian shield on the prince, because we're probably going to be ready, and it's just going to be nice to have at least 4 defense over there on prince. Next turn we can drop a Gandalf if we want. I think at this point we probably will go ahead and throw the Heir of Madriel onto Boromir. So whenever a hero gains any number of resources from a card effect, exhaust Heir to ready the attached hero. And honestly, I am now looking at this. I assume, please let me know if this is not the case in the comments. I assume that me moving a resource to Boromir via Aaron Rider's ability is Boromir gaining that resource. If that is not the case, yell at me. But that's how he's gaining the resource. But I know that there can be some tricky rules around movement and resources. So just let me know. We're going to spend 1 to play Ancient Matham. So once that location is explored, we get to draw 3 cards. Actually, I think it's the first player. Yeah, the first player draws 3 cards. Man, Gondor's getting all the card draw this game. I'm going to hang on to the Horsebreaker. I don't think we need that quite yet. And we're going to go into our quest phase. So reset my Star Wars tracker to 0 because math is hard. Now we do have all Gondor characters get +1. So we're going to go 3. We're going to go 3. That's up to 6. We're going to go 2 with Boromir, knowing that we can use Aaron Rider to shuffle a resource if we absolutely have to ready him. We're going to go 2. That takes us to 10. We're going to go 2, which takes us to 12. I think we're going to leave it there for now. Over here, we're going to go 4. Takes us to 16. And we've got 3 to take us to 19. Is that way too much? Yeah, we're shooting for 9. We're shooting 9. 3 is 12. We're shooting for 19. That's probably too much. I'm going to take off 3. And if we don't push, it is not the end of the world. We just have another round to build. So we're questing for a total of 16. When revealed, each player returns 1 enemy engaged with them to the staging area. If no enemies was returned, it gains Surge and Doomed 1. So we're going to raise our threat, getting us closer to those Valor responses. And Surges into, when revealed, each enemy and each location currently in the staging area gets +1 threat until the end of the phase. No cards in the staging area. It gains Surge. Alright, we're just Surge training. Oh, the Spiders of Mirkwood. There we go. It's a 3/2/2/4. While it's engaged with you, it gets +1 for each exhausted character you control. Oh, nice. And then we've got a, when revealed, each player returns 1 enemy. If no enemies, it gains Doomed 1. So we're going to go up to 37 and 32 and Surge into the Abandoned Camp. After the players travel to the Abandoned Camp, the first player discards the top card of their deck. If that card is an ally, put it into play under their control. That's pretty sick. Travel, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card is an enemy, added to the staging area. Okay, well, there you go. Alrighty. So we quested for 16. We're showing 5. That's 11. So we've got 3 here, which rolls us down to 8, which actually puts us 1 shy away from clearing here. That puts us at 11, which is kind of funny. 2, 4, 6, 8. This does clear. Ancient Matham triggers, which gets us 3 card draw over here. We got a Valiant Sword, and a Pillar of the King. So while your threat is less than 40, reduce the cost to play this by 4. As an action, we can set our threat to 40, which triggers all the Valor stuff. Draw a card. 4 cards if you raised more than 10. You know what? We're going to do it. We're going to travel here. Discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card has an enemy, add it to the staging area. It's not an enemy. Let's go. And then after players travel to the Abandoned Camp, the first player discards the top card of their deck. If it's an ally, yeah, it is. Let's go. Get the Soldier of Gondor. After it enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a Gondor ally and add it to your hand. We actually found 2. We found 2 allies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're going to take the Envoy of Peligleard. I probably could have just taken another soldier. We have so many allies on the table. I love it. Alrighty. We're going to optionally engage here We're going to pull that. Yep. Which is going to give us a resource on Malblong. They have a attack of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to block with the Spearman, which is going to deal 1 damage back. It's going to be 7, no shadow effect. So Spearman leaves play, which is going to power up everybody. And also ready here. And it has, we got an attack of 3, 4, 5, 6, which is enough to take it out. Perfect. Okay, that will end that. So let's stand up. We'll increase our threat to 38 and to 33. Pass that first player token over here. And let's go ahead and draw into the Westfold Outrider. We'll pass out money. Then we've got a Visionary Leadership, another one. We don't need another one, but it's nice to have. Just actually, it's not, but alrighty, cool. So we don't actually have a ton of questing that we need to do. So we can kind of just, I guess, hang out. We can quest here and get the Westfold Outrider into play for 1, which is nice. So we don't have any planning on this side. We can after the envoy enters play, we can add a resource to a Gondor or Noble Heroes pool, which is fine. I think let's go ahead and play Pillars of the King. It's going to raise us to 40 and draw us a card, which is a Valiant Sacrifice. Alrighty, so we're going to get some card draw there. Let's use 1 to play a Valiant Sword. We do have the 2 restricted over here, so we're already limited. So we're going to throw the Valiant Sword on to Boromir, who gets now a +2 attack because our threat is 40 or higher. Let's go ahead and use 2 to play Envoy of Peliglir, which is going to give 1 resource to Boromir. And I think attached to a Noble Hero. Might as well just throw the Valiant Sword over here onto Prince Armithrill as well. Perfect. We are going to quest. We do not have to quest that much. So let's go ahead and quest for 3. I mean, we can't not quest for nothing. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should that be enough? We have to quest for 4. If the 2 things come out as 3, let's just go ahead and go 2 more. We'll go 12. First one, the Goblin Trail. Travel. Reveal the top card of the encounter deck to travel here. When Goblin Trail leaves play as an explorer location, place 6 progress on the current quest. Wow, that's kind of cool. And then we got the Goblin Runners. This is going to surge into. When revealed, each enemy in each location gets +1 threat until the end of the phase. So we are showing 4, 6. We quested for 12, which means that 6 rolls over 3 and passes there. So we actually have a lot of stuff coming up. When revealed, the first player adds the set aside Goblin Troop to the staging area. I got that. Each other player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a goblin enemy and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. Then this stage cannot be defeated while a goblin troop is in play. When this stage is defeated, the heroes discover the trail to the goblin secret lair and the players win the game. Let's find a goblin enemy in here. Not the sniper. When revealed, do we reveal it or put it into... And we just add it to the staging area. Discard the top card of each player's deck. No, we're definitely taking that. Okay. Let's shuffle this. So we got some stuff going on now. We have, yeah, I mean we're excited to engage some stuff. Cannot have attachments while it's engaged with you. Each other goblin enemy engaged with you gets +1 attack and +1 defense. That's good to know. So I think we'll want to engage over here, which is we will definitely engage this one over here because we have a lot of chump blockers on this side. We have a 3 attack here. We probably want to engage 2 things here and then the goblin troop on this side because Aylmer can spill over that damage. And so let's go ahead and optionally engage here. And then that's the only thing we're going to optionally engage. We're then going to look and make engagement checks. So this one will engage here. This one will engage here. Okay. Deal out shadow cards. We got a 1 attack. We're going to take it undefended and hopefully not completely regret that. This attack is undefended. Discard an ally you control. Hey, look, we completely regret that. And we'll take 1 damage on Aylmer. That will ready Prince Armor Throw. And Aylmer will get +2 though. Because it did leave play. We've got a 3 attack here. Honestly, straight up, we're going to defend with here. Attacking enemy makes an additional attack immediately after this one. Deal a new shadow card for that attack. Okay, so we got 2 damage here. Uh-oh. Oh, I meant to put the Outrider into play. These are things that I miss. These are things that I miss. I should have put the Outrider when we quested successfully out here. We're going to take this one undefended. It's going to be 3. No shadow effect. So we're going to go 3 damage here. Getting a little beat up. Over here, we are going to... We have a 5 attack. We're going to... I should have gone with Boromir. We'll defend with Squire. So 5, no shadow effect. Squire leaves. Play. We will get... We'll put a money here. Let's make some attacks. So we've got Aylmer. Aylmer's going to be attacking for 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are going to attack, deal 3 damage here, and roll the damage. Is not making another attack. So we'll ignore our defense, I believe. Excess damage is assigned to the chosen enemy. So we have 5 damage here, which will take both of these out. So that's kind of cool. And then we've got this guy over here with a... Actually, I wanted to spend 1 to play a Valiant Sacrifice to draw... Hey, he's back. Each player starts 40 or higher. Readies all characters they control. Ooh, don't tempt me with a good time. We've got a attack of 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, which is enough to take this out. There we go. Alrighty. We'll increase our threat. 34, 41. Let's stand up. We got our army of Gondor out here. Rohan over here is getting beat up. This kind of can show how card draw can affect a deck though, right? Like we've got +6, +5 or 6 cards over here on Gondor, and you can kind of see how much they've enjoyed that. Now we do have a lot of cards that have entered and left play on Rohan, so it's not a direct comparison, but card draw is good. I'll pass over here. Pass out money. Draw into a Gandalf. Draw into a Escort from Edoras. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and spend 2, 4, 5 to play Gandalf. Draw 1, 2, 3. We'll play the Citadel Custodian. Oh, I should have faux hammered last game. This is if it was a tight game, that would be one thing, but it's not really a tight game. Yeah, we're just gonna quest all out. So let's go 2 to go Westfold Horsebreaker, and we will go into the quest phase. See how much we can get. We got 4 from Gandalf. He's not a Gondor. We got 2. I'm gonna add 2, 4, 6, 8, 11, 13, 16. I'm gonna go plus 4, that's 20. Plus 3, that's 23. 25. Then we're going to put in the escort for 4 more. It's 29. I'm hoping that we can get it. First, we got a spider. And then we've got a another Tangle Grove. And that's going to be 2, 5, 8. We quest for 21, getting us that victory. I love these decks. These are a lot of fun. They are very, very strong. Make sure you follow the channel so you can keep track, or you can keep stay with me and keep going with the progression series. We're gonna do the dwarfs and the elves next, and then we're gonna drop into Agmar. Awesome. Thanks for hanging out. See you around. Peace.